What exactly do you do when your ship docks a day early in Catania in Sicily in order to avoid storms in the Mediterranean? Join me as I plan a solo excursion to the beautiful hilltop town of Taormina, and back on board I also experience 80s night and I sample some of the specialty dining restaurants on offer on the Sapphire Princess. Welcome to day 5. So today was meant to be Malta. We're not in Malta. We have arrived in Sicily for our extra day, so not quite looking like the Grand Harbour in Malta. So this is day 1. Tomorrow is the actual day we were meant to be in Sicily. So here for 2 days, overnight, can come and go as we please, and yeah, that gives a lot of flexibility for today. So my plan, because there is such a length of time in port, is to do a DIY trip to Taormina. Now, weather forecast is variable. 2 forecasts that I've seen, one says there will be dry and sunshine up until about lunchtime. The other says it's going to rain all day from 10 o'clock onwards. So let's find out which one is right. I hope it's the first one. Breakfast for me was a quick stop at the International Café on deck 5 in the piazza. There it's possible to get a light morning snack. This time it was smoked salmon and muesli, and it's always easy to find a seat in the piazza at this time of day. Disembarkation was on the gangway on deck 4, and from there it was a short walk along the pier to the terminal building. See you later, Sapphire Princess. Now, on the way into the terminal building, I noticed that there were some bike rentals advertised, and also at the front of the building there was a guest information centre offering lots of information and detail about what to do around Catania. Incidentally, if your cruise is due to stop in Sicily, you do need to be aware exactly which port you're going to be docking at, because there are 3, believe it or not, on this one island. So on the eastern coast there is Catania, where I am today, and further up along the eastern coast there's also Messina, and then on the northern coast you will find Palermo. The walk from the terminal to the exit of the port was about 5 minutes, and once out on the street it's a case of turning right and following a fairly direct route from there to the train station. You'll recognise that you're getting close to the train station as you pass this pretty distinctive sculpture en route. So the train station also appears to serve as a bus terminus, although I didn't actually personally experience any bus transport. Now, once in the train station, you take a left turn and you will find yourself at a self-service ticket machine, or alternatively it's also the location of the ticket counter. Standing on the platform at Catania Central, so you can see from here in the distance where the Sapphire Princess is docked. Gives you an idea that really it is just the 10 to 12 minute walk as indicated on Google Maps. Very straightforward route. Trains run pretty frequently from Catania to Taormina, and they're pretty inexpensive. Something to be aware of, that there are 2 different train types. So what's leaving the station is an intercity train, and that does stop in Taormina. Unfortunately, while I was here in plenty of time for that, online it was showing up as being sold out, and in addition to that, when I went to the ticket desk, the woman automatically sold me a ticket for the next train on the regional one, which isn't for another 40 minutes. I did ask the conductor, just as the train was there for the intercity, if I could get on that, showed him my ticket. He said no. So I suppose you could risk getting on, but honestly, yeah, I'm not sure. There's probably a fine for getting on with the wrong ticket, so I certainly didn't fancy risking that and trying to have some interaction in Italian, which I would not understand whatsoever. Now, the closest train station to the town of Taormina itself is actually Giardini Naxos, which is on the coast, significantly distant from the town itself. So don't be fooled into thinking that you're in proximity to Taormina. You actually need to take a bus from the train station, and the journey on the bus actually takes about another 15 minutes. So train time overall from Catania depends on which train you take. It's 45 minutes if you're using an express train, or on the regional train line it's actually 1 hour and 15 minutes. Buses appear to be timed to meet the train at the train station, and as they get pretty crowded, I would suggest that you get out there as quickly as possible to secure your place. The bus journey costs just €2 and it's all uphill, taking about 15 minutes. Once in this delightful hilltop town, despite the less than perfect weather, it was still a really pleasant experience just to wander the pretty streets, and I can definitely confirm that navigating my way around here was so much easier, the limited amount of visitors that are here at this time of year, compared to how I had experienced it once before in the height of summer. So I made my way through the town to what is probably the most famous site, the ancient Greek theatre. Now, I won't even begin to pronounce the Italian equivalent, but I'll leave it in the description below. Tickets can be purchased in advance online, but I simply bought mine at the ticket office. Now, I opted for the admission-only ticket, and that cost €16. There were also other options, such as guided tours, and I believe there was also a guided audio tour. Now, this very impressive theatre dates from the 3rd century BC, having been built by the Greeks, and it's thought to have again been rebuilt in the Roman era. The fact that there's construction work going on today does take away a little bit from it, but I suppose it's an inevitable consequence. It is a venue that still hosts various performances, so I'd imagine it's fantastic to actually attend an event here, but kind of detracts from the tourist experience during the day. On the elevated ground to the rear of the theatre, you will find that there are bathroom facilities, and there's also a small cafe there. Now, it only has food offering indoors, which you then take outside to an outdoor seating terrace, which is located in a stunning location with wonderful views over the coastline. From one of the highest points of the theatre complex, there is a fantastic view over all of Taormina. Plus, you can also see down to the railway station, down there. So you can gather from that it's not feasible to actually decide to walk. It took about 10 to 15 minutes on the bus, winding its way up a series of switchback roads. After spending some time soaking up the atmosphere, and also unfortunately quite literally getting soaked by heavy rain showers, I decided it was time to head back through the town and experience what else was on offer. As is always the case in a popular tourist location, there are the inevitable, slightly tacky souvenir shops, but then there are also some very authentic ones selling products that are genuinely made on the island and using local produce. Further along on what I suppose is the main high street, there's a wider range of stores, including some designer brands interspersed with perfumeries, that kind of thing. So a different shopping choice available there. Well, the rain was bearable earlier on, got to the point now where it's not enjoyable to wander anymore, so I think it's time to try and find a bus and head back to the train. Definitely the perils of cruising in the Mediterranean at the end of March. After After a brief respite in a nearby church from the very heavy rain, I decided it was time to call it a day and head back towards the bus stop. Now, I caught the bus around 4 p.m. and that took me to the train station, all the way downhill, pretty much just in perfect timing to catch one of the actual express trains, which took just 45 minutes to get back to Catania. Back safe and sound, Sapphire Princess in the distance. Although it stopped raining, weather definitely still hasn't improved. Actually, it's about to rain just now again. It's just after 5:30, so I left Taormina, got on the shuttle bus at just 4. That connected to an intercity train. Yeah, just fairly straightforward coming back, doesn't stop at all the small little stations that we did on the way out on the regional train. And yeah, the 10-15 minute walk from the train station. So despite it only being 5:30, it looks like the turn down service has already happened. Tomorrow's Princess Patter is already there, curtains pulled. So time to get tidied up for the evening, and definitely note to self, do not wear white sneakers when it's wet outside. Good evening. So time for an update on what's been going on since I got back from Taormina. Basically, the highlight of the evening is that it's 80s night. So what that means on a princess cruise is that the entertainment team go into overdrive. They get out the 80s outfits for themselves, which are kind of fluorescent t-shirts and shorts and leg warmers and all sorts of 80s stuff. So there was 80s trivia, there was a band playing 80s stuff in the piazza. The big event was the 80s party. That's in Club Fusion, right underneath me. So given that it's been going on until recently, I can definitely confirm soundproofing in this mini suite is absolutely fine. There was no sound from it whatsoever, despite when I just go down one flight of stairs, it was in full swing. The other entertainment of the evening in the theatre was a Spanish magician illusionist. Now, okay, I went to it, but personally I can never really figure them out. I'm never really buying into the fact that it is magic. Yeah, I just think it's a lot of clever or sleight of hand and stuff like that. In this case as well, there was a distinct lack of kind of larger cameras focusing in. There was actually only a larger camera at one stage when there was sort of a card trick being done. Other illusionists I've seen performing, they kind of have the zoomed in cameras all the time that are being broadcast either side of the stage. Yeah, I wasn't quite convinced that there was any magic attached to stuff that he was doing with a Rubik's Cube. Dinner for me this evening was a specialty restaurant. So I went to Sabatini's. I really love Sabatini's on all princess ships and generally give it a try. Always really, really good. So filling though. I think I was definitely glad that I didn't decide to have lunch in Taormina during the day, that I just had a quick snack. You definitely need to bring your appetite because you certainly will have a plentiful amount of food. It is $55, and in addition to that there is an 18% service charge. So it's not inexpensive, but for a once-off treat, I kind of like to do that. After dinner, there was a chance to check out the nightly musical offerings around the ship, including in the piazza and also in the sedate and calm environment of the Wheelhouse Bar. So that pretty much was the evening for me. We're still going to be docked here overnight in Catania. First impressions of Catania today. Yeah, probably all the things that you read in things like the Lonely Planet Guide or whatever, describing it as gritty, authentic Italian. I think gritty is probably definitely what I would describe it as. Try to put out in my head all the things that you tend to read about this being kind of the absolute epicenter of mafia activity and significant crime and so on. My extent of experiencing it was literally walking from the cruise port to the train station, which the area around the train station itself, I've read in a lot of places, it's not meant to be terribly good. Didn't hang around there too long other than just to get the train and come back off the train. But yeah, it was nice to go to Taormina. Obviously that's a beautiful place, totally different. But tomorrow we're here for our second day, so we're here overnight. I haven't seen a significant amount of people getting on or off the ship for nighttime exploration of Catania. I can quite well understand why. The ship is definitely a more straightforward and safer proposition. So tomorrow, possible plan might be to do what's termed as being a hop-on, hop-off bus. In actual fact, I think when I looked at the brochure for it, there's 3 stops on it that you can possibly hop on and hop off. We're only here in port until 4 o'clock tomorrow. All aboard time is 3:30, so it is a relatively short day, but that actually has a stop literally just here at the port, so it is quite handy. So I think that's probably the easiest option and probably the safest option for solo exploration as well. Let's see what comes of it. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit better than today. So stay tuned for that one coming in the next vlog. Bye for now. And if you want to find out whether or not it's safe for a solo cruiser to check out all that Catania has to offer, please do consider subscribing to the channel so that you're notified when that vlog comes out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you found this useful or enjoyed it, please do consider hitting the like button. That would really be helpful. Bye for now.